welcome to Monster Monday. I'm Austin Adamson, and this week I'm going to be playing The Deadly Tower of Monsters. This comes out tomorrow on PS4 and PC. It is a game that I've been playing over the weekend, and let's just jump right into this here. So this is an action, like a third-person action adventure.
Hello, Dan Smith here, director.
Well,
I'll be doing some audio commentary for
yeah,
this re-release
but it's
of
set
the
up
movie.
like
Oh, wait, not yet. Sorry, sir. This
commentary,
is just the movie hasn't started
and
yet.
that's it's got a really cool style. So let's jump into it and just take a look at what this is like.
Wait a minute. That's not the movie
So
poster
file
I
1
remember.
here.
Isn't the robot supposed to be holding Scarlet there?
Oh, another of the studio's requests. They made some
There you
market
go.
projections and decided this image would sell more copies to future demographics.
All right, we're going to start the commentary.
Oh, we could do
right
options here.
now.
There is this like natural, like VHS grain that you can. It's on by default. I turned it off earlier because I was looking at what the DVD cut looked like. So yeah, other than that, there's no like music tape.
Wait, whose
type.
volume does that control?
I'm gonna put it on VHS because I haven't seen that. But let's
Hey, is this thing on?
jump into it. I'm gonna do a new game. You can see, yeah, that is my save there. 6 hours and 34 minutes that I've been playing for review. I've kind of done everything there is to do in that amount of time. There's a few trophies I don't have, but they're difficult to find items and objects, and that's kind of the main reason I don't have them yet. So as I was playing this game, I thought, like,
Hello, Dan Smith here.
if
I directed
Mystery
this
Science
film
Theater
back
had
in,
like a video
well,
game,
It feels
it
like a
it would be like
century
this.
ago.
This is how I would imagine
Yeah.
it.
The studio asked me to provide a commentary track for the
But instead of
DVD
just-
release. And wham!
Oh my
straight
gosh,
into
the audio.
action. No fluff or anything. That's what we did back then. Crash landed ship. Out pops our hero.
I'm gonna maybe have to turn VHS audio off because that, I don't know if the mix is coming through, if it's loud enough or what, but it sounds like just a rotting VHS tape with shaky audio.
The ship's velociter reactor is damaged. I believe that I am stranded on an alien planet.
Played, of course, by actor Jonathan Digby. Went on to some
Let me make
minor
sure
roles.
I got everything right.
Uh,
It's only been a week
such
since
a
my last
shame.
stream, but
I thought from
things
day
love to
one, this guy's got leading man written all over his face.
go wrong. No
Seems
drop
like our
point,
lead
please, okay.
forgot what to do in his scene.
Let's see. It might have just broken, though. It says we're still good.
I was trying to push a new style of filmmaking. Have the hero
Just a little
do
bit of technical
absolutely
difficulties here.
nothing from time to time.
If you're watching in the chat, things are working or not working, it'd be great to know. Sometimes things just love to break. And it doesn't like to tell me.
These nice still shots are great, aren't they? Just hold still, leave the camera way back like that.
Oh my
Admire
gosh,
the
the
music and the set
VHS audio.
pieces.
Well, it says it's working. Just not loading here on my end. It looks like it's loading on my phone now, so Great. Cool. Welcome back. So yeah, let's go ahead and turn off that to DVD, because that audio quality for the voiceover is, I thought it was just going to be for soundtrack.
I'm often asked why Dick breaks these boxes. He actually ad-libbed it. I told Jonathan, always keep things exciting.
Yeah, the game does a good job with its commentary, from kind of like a washed out
Citizens of Gravoria, I am Dick
director.
Starsman, and I come in peace.
Probably shouldn't have had Dick draw his weapon when he was talking about
Kind of
these.
reflecting
Well,
on
maybe one day we'll go back and CG it into a sandwich.
the his I don't know, his
Just kidding.
best work.
And this is what people pay to see. No name
He's very
little
proud of
B-list
this
actor duking
this
it out
movie.
with stuntmen in costumes.
So yeah,
Stunning
the combat,
choreography. Now, the extras
it's
in those
pretty
robot
simple.
suits really knew how to take a
Square.
punch. No, literally. I told Jonathan not to hold back. Give it all
Squares
to him.
hit. You hit
Kick
things
him
with
in the
square,
nuts.
and that's all we can do. You can jump and do like a
And I
an
know
air
what you're
attack.
thinking, but don't worry. We handled it responsibly.
So yeah, we're gonna go through the
We made them all
first
sign
parts of the game
waivers
here.
not to sue for injury.
Whoa, because there's a lot of this in this game.
Holy smokes!
A lot of free falls, and you can see. I'm hoping it comes across well in the stream, but those monsters or dinosaurs
If I land
are
squarely on that brain
running
signal, I
or
should
animated
survive
at
this
a
unscathed.
lower
Well, I shouldn't say
frames
this
per
now.
second,
You can
so
actually
they
see
look
the
like stop
screen
animation,
hard enough.
kind of retro sci-fi.
A screenwriting trick from back in the old days. You put a grain silo or something.
So yeah, this is kind of the game. It has an open world that once you complete it, you're free to explore every part of it. It's just a very tall tower. It stretches all the way to the heavens.
It appears some of my equipment was lost when my ship was shot down. But what luck! This high-tech scanner reports
yes.
that my ray gun is nearby.
So the environments, there's some tricks to them sometimes. There's some very light puzzle solving.
Dinosaurs. You just don't see
But for the most part,
quality
you
stop motion like
walk into an area and you press
Someone
square
actually
until
sat
everything
there
dies.
and moved them, frame by
Oh, yeah.
frame. Today, it'd be done with computers, but where's the artist?
So yeah, the dinosaurs. I love the way the dinosaurs look. Another game did this last year. A game called Halo 5. But they did it to get their game to run better, not as a stylistic choice. If you go back and play the Halo 5 campaign, you'll notice that the enemy animations look a little off,
Plastic.
and that's
Because they are.
it's because
I took them from the set of my last
because
film,
I think they're
Vampire
animated at
Island 2.
30 frames, but everything else is at 60 frames. It just looks so bizarre in that game, but it looks really good in this one.
We got our fair share of nasty letters from scientists complaining about our portrayal of the dinosaurs. Was news to me. Apparently, these stegosauruses weren't meat eaters. Must have preferred shellfish or something. Wow, how do they know? That's what I say.
So yeah, you fight these big dinosaurs. You get your guns. There's jumping. There's equipment for you to get to make your guy a better spaceman. I don't have any of it yet. And guess what? This planet is inhabited by monkey people, ape people. The director will tell us at some point that they used to use
As usual, the local
regular
population
monkeys,
is
or like
defenseless.
live
That's where our hero steps in and saves the day.
live apes and or monkeys. But they were too much trouble. Oh, that's right, so I can shoot these guys. There's a lot of pot breaking. You want to collect gold. So It's a pretty simple game. It's not very challenging, but yeah.
But
Roll.
Jonathan threw a lot shooting this film. He wasn't the best actor, especially when reacting to getting hit. He's what you call.
So you have unlimited ammo with your gun, but it's on a recharge there in the bottom left.
Go to town on it. It's the only way to get an honest.
Regenerates over time.
Our props master tried to make the weapons soft, but there's only so much you can do. Lucky for us, Dick's entire body was covered in that spacesuit.
There is this that happens. Multiple audio tracks playing over itself, but it usually doesn't. Usually there's enough incentive to kind of hear out. That's the main draw. At least for me, that was kind of the main draw. Just listening to the goofy commentary as the game plays out. Well, I don't know if I can get up there, so I'm not gonna try. The aiming is pretty simple. It's just directional with a lot of generous auto aim. And that's because the right stick is kind of... This game plays like a little bit like a twin stick shooter. So there's no direct camera controls, which... another small complaint I have about it. It can be difficult to navigate vertically when you cannot choose which direction you're looking in. Oh, here you go, yeah. Talking about how apes are bad. There's some more advanced moves here, like you can parry melee attacks and projectiles, and there's some like achievements or trophies, I guess, based around that. And they're called missions in the game, and when you complete the mission, you are allowed to upgrade your character. So that'll give you increased melee attack, increased health, stuff like that. Things you can get by without upgrading, but it helps. So what would this game be if it didn't have a giant ape?
Some really top-notch stop motion effects.
Just
Unfortunately, we
great,
stamped on the Dick
absolutely
Starsky
great
Puppet a
special
little.
effects here.
The Earthman is not for you to eat, fiend.
So, yep, this is the other part about it.
We had the
There
woman
is
rescuing the man for once.
multiple characters you play
We're
as,
really ahead of our time with this scene, but
with
well, then again,
special
I've always
powers,
been
is what they call it.
progressive. The studio exec didn't seem to get why it was such a big deal, though. Sorry, we don't see this as anything unusual. Ha! Of course, it's unusual. A woman would never say
That's right,
a man.
it just doesn't happen.
It just doesn't happen. Not in the movies.
This guy knows how it is.
I don't know why we didn't get more recognition for this scene. I guess I was just a little too ahead of my time.
Brains and UFOs, monkeys in suits, apes aplenty.
Thank you for saving me, strange woman. What is your name?
I am the magnificent
Terrible
Scarlet
acting,
Woman.
intentionally terrible acting. Clearly, people
Do not question
in
my motives.
monkey
Happy
suits.
that you are still alive. I must speak with my father at once. I shall teleport to his chambers.
And then there's this. The teleporter. So this is what makes getting around this tower, like, doable. Because it's so easy to fall off and screw up, and
Where is this place? This is not my father's chambers.
it's a big component, kind of, especially when you're looking for collectibles and
You have disobeyed
different things
for the
to
final
that you may have missed,
time,
or
Scarlet.
just getting around.
Enjoy an eternity in the Tower of Eternal Solitude for all eternity.
Yeah.
The old fool did not notice I am wearing my jetpack.
Oh, I am wearing my jetpack.
Booster usage. Jump. Wait. Wait. Use booster. Survive deadly fall.
Yep. So that's kind of the game here. A lot of that. There's a lot of that goes on. And then there's this aiming down. So this is kind of the only time you can have direct control. And you usually don't have to be very precise, which is nice because it's not always that easy. You're just moving a cursor. Like I said, the auto-aim is very generous in this one as well. And there's segments like this where enemies will come from below. And you just have to take them out. But yeah, like I said, the auto-aim is very generous. Basically, you just hold down to shoot. Not much of a challenge. But then it's really easy to die. Oh, I landed it. I've been playing a lot of this game lately.
The energy imps. Such a neat effect. We had to paint each movement frame by frame and superimpose it into live footage. We were pulling all-nighters for weeks.
Another kind of drawback that I've run into with the save system is that there's no auto save, which isn't needed because it's really easy to find a checkpoint, but you have to remember to find these checkpoints because at least when I was trying to collect everything, I would get a bunch of things and then just be goofing around while I was collecting things and die. And respawning is simple. You just go back to the last checkpoint, but you lose any of those collectibles that you gathered during that time. So you just have to play with that in mind. Oh, that's right. So yeah, you can unlock any of those checkpoints. Basically, are teleport location spots.
Puny Earthman, you shall help me overthrow the Emperor.
Why would you turn against your own father? How do I know I can trust you?
Oh, this scene. This is practically Shakespeare in outer space.
So I guess the
Planet does.
And, huh? Patrick, what's wrong with the video?
Sorry, sir. Technical problems.
Darn it, we're missing some really good writing here.
There. Sorry about that.
Well, we just
never get to see
passed right by our
Shakespeare in
big scene.
space.
Basically, they agree to work together, but one must stay behind in the sleep chamber at all times.
Right. So that's how they.
Should I rewind?
Never mind.
That's how they get around, like, it being a single-player game, and explaining for the actors never being on the same screen very often is because one of them has to stay in the sleep chamber. Or just say, yeah. So it's a. There's a goofy reason for everything in this game as far as the fiction goes. Good job.
Right from the start, our budget was a little tight, even by standards back then. To make do, Tony shot a couple scenes in black and white. Originally, he intended to use it for flashbacks, but then I had to break it to him. Our film doesn't have flashbacks. We almost made it a silent film just to cut costs. I felt it was an absolute necessity we have a T-Rex in this film, but we got this Serato thing instead. Of course, I went through the whole production thinking it was a T-Rex because, really, who can tell the difference anyway?
So yeah, the commentary is, for me, it was this is the big draw. The concept of a giant tower is really cool, and I actually have a lot of fun.
It would appear that now is the time for us to climb the deadly tower of
getting
monsters.
to the top, or getting to the highest point that I've been, and kind of looking down. And
Good screenwriting.
I don't know if you could see it earlier, but there was a lot of
the title within the film itself. How else are you gonna let the
there were a lot
audience
of like
know your
hoops, like
hero
rings,
really
almost.
mean business? Now, that weapon,
I don't know, hula
it's
hoops,
just an electric shaver, but you know,
like pilot wing style, kind of in the
they look
environment
so
that you need to.
futuristic. I could have made use
You
of that one
fall
in
through,
some of our
I guess. I don't know.
meetings
So
with
here's
the
the
studio.
example of the.
Oh,
Let's see if it'll. Oh, I gotta use my.
Where our
the missions. So
Let me get that for you right now.
just for like, it's basically anything that would be a trophy earns you an upgrade. So there's 24 of these upgrades you can get, and yeah, I don't know that it matters the order unless it's just a preference. I think you can maximize your upgrades no matter which ones you pick, because you can only level them up so high before they'll make you pick something different. So the gold is used for
Unfortunately, those meetings ended in a
upgrades like
much
that.
different way.
So a lot of these areas,
I know
they
a
require
taxidermist
you
who helped
to
us out with these bat creatures
destroy all the
real
enemies from moving
cheap.
on. That's the
He's not good.
that's the main thing.
He's kind of sloppy, if you want to know the
That's
truth.
how you progress in this
But
game.
that's the best part. A sloppy bat looks
I'm gonna see if I can get to the
Oh,
next
you gotta
boss
sew
fight
up that
before
sphincter.
we end it here. But
Just trust me on that
if
one.
anyone watching live has any questions, I'm here to answer. This game comes out tomorrow, which is Tuesday, January something. It's on PS4 and Steam. I think if you have PlayStation Plus, it's like 15% off or something for the first couple weeks. I'm collecting these blue cogs for weapon upgrades, which are pretty cool. You don't see a benefit right away, but I like to think they're pretty meaningful. I'm getting beat up here.
Oh,
Yeah, squids.
The squids. Some board member
So
had
these are an interesting
weapons
enemy where you
for
can't shoot them. They have their
criminals.
psychic powers or whatever.
They made me cast them as squids. Whatever happened to artistic integrity? If you're going to cast a role not on merit, at least let it be a
So there were only
hot female
there's probably only a few
role.
sections that I had
My effects team kept assuring
areas
me
that I
the
ran into
strings wouldn't
difficulties.
Be visible in the final cut, but I could see them. No transparent nylon. This stuff will do.
Oh
the
yeah, the
trick.
strings that you get to
Yeah,
see.
right. I swear
Air
those darn
teleport
strings is
usage.
what made my hair go
Jump.
white.
While in the air, use teleport. Quickly return to upper floor.
Yep. That's very useful again for collecting things, for just for like jumping off, like it's super cool. Getting to a high point on the tower and then dropping down on an area that was previously inaccessible, and then being able to like mess it up and just revert to where you were last standing on solid ground. So there's blue cogs, silver cogs, and gold cogs, I think. Here you go.
Oh, you don't want to miss a single
Stop
minute
motion
of this
ants.
scene. The nuclear ants. Hey, we need to remind the audience our heroes are climbing a tower, so I needed something that would stick to walls. Originally, we had these
So I didn't
web-footed
see this
what
tooltip.
have yous.
I actually didn't know you could parry until I saw that it was a
And then I left some cake out in my trailer, and
An
it was
option in,
crawling with ants in the morning. And that's when it hit me. What is the most
you can
obnoxious
do a
thing in the
counter?
world?
that. I didn't know you could do that. Until I saw it was a mission in the game. Oh, I guess there's silver con, yeah, gold, silver, and blue. So you can see there's cogs all over. There's hidden film reels, which don't add anything, but just another collectible. So here's an upgrade station. You upgrade your melee weapons like 2 or 3 times, and same with most guns. Things break, they drop gold. You kill things, they drop gold. There's monkeys. If you enjoy, I don't know,
Oh,
B
no.
movies,
This head belonged to my
I think-
co-pilot robot.
I think this does a pretty good
He's
job
the
of
most loyal companion in the galaxy.
Dick.
I don't know,
Malfunction.
recreating that in a game.
Malfunction.
These Gregorians will pay
And
dearly
even though
for
they
this.
kind of, you know, they're aware of the joke,
Now, what's a space adventure film without a trusty robot
by having a
sidekick,
character,
Am I right?
or the director, I
In the
guess,
original
who
draft, we had
isn't
Nick and
aware that
Scarlet
it's a joke, like
team
who
up with an alien
genuinely,
from the planet's
like,
surface. You know, the
who
type
thinks people
between
really
ears,
love
wise
his
and
work,
emotionless. But then we came to our senses
talking
and
about it
realized
and,
the giant tin can robots
you know, poking
way
holes.
cooler. Besides, everybody was doing the alien
Like he
thing
thinks he's
back
he thinks
then.
he's a cool
You
guy.
know me, I'd rather be a trailblazer.
So it's like he isn't in on the joke is how it feels. So I think it works.
Granted, they kept falling off even with the rails, but thanks to how
See, I can
the
only carry 2
contract was
guns,
laid out, we were no longer liable for their
and 2 melee
injuries.
weapons at the same time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess it's time to talk about the elephant in the room. Why on earth does this crazy film have title
There you go.
cards on screen when people are talking?
Yeah, why are there subtitles built into
You're
the
thinking that, aren't you? I know you are.
when the monkeys
I would
talk?
be too. Well, we had thought about making it a silent film at one point, so we shot a lot of scenes up close like this, with the dialogue written out for the audience to read.
There you go.
Well, when we swapped over to making a talkie, well, we just decided to keep on going rather than reshooting all those scenes.
So the gun you have that shoots down is different from any other gun, and it's the same one every time. You don't upgrade that one. A couple elevator sections with shooting. It's easy. I don't think there's any difficulty settings or... No, it doesn't look like it. And there's no, like, New Game Plus, but
The best part about being
after you finish, you can
showbiz,
just reload from the last checkpoint and
services.
just continue
It's
to
like
explore the world,
never-ending supply of free
which is what I
food
did.
all day long.
I think I was
Never
done
had
with
to pay
the
for a single
core
meal.
game
Hey, Patrick, I
in
notice you guys don't do that
4
here in your
hours?
studio. You
Just
should
under
talk
4
to your
hours.
boss. Maybe
Pretty
even
short.
Just a bagel station.
I think I played it in 2 sessions. It's fun though. It's a good length. It doesn't overstay its welcome. Like, kind of this campy style could get tiresome pretty quick. Here's another example of collectibles, the targets. Some of those are pretty difficult. It's one of the trophies I don't have. Oh, jeez. Why is it? I'm gonna die.
Hey, now what's going on? This isn't the right cut.
Sorry, sir. These must be unused scenes for the DVD extras. I don't know how I mixed them up.
We'll go back and record that part again, using the right scenes, I suppose.
So that's how they justified death for this movie commentary. Load times can be a bit long, but you don't typically have to load unless you're dying a lot. And I only died a lot a couple of times.
The insurance company made us install those
But yeah, like I said, you
safety
lose
guards
all
after
your
our actors fell off
collectibles
the set
that you
once
gathered in the
shooting
previous life.
Granted,
Oh,
they
here's an
kept
example
falling
of
off
something I
even
missed the
with
first
the
time
rails,
through.
but thanks to how the contract
Light
was laid
puzzle.
out,
It's a very
we were
light
no
puzzle
longer
that
liable
unlocks
for
these.
their injuries.
That's probably why I died, because I didn't get that, because I needed health.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess it's time to talk about
And
the
of course, when you
elephant
die,
in the
you
room.
have to listen to
Why
the
on
commentary
earth
again,
does this crazy
which
film have title cards on screen?
isn't bad if you're not
People are
dying, but if
talking.
you do die a
You're
lot,
thinking
it
that, aren't
can
you? I know
be
you
pretty
are.
harsh. Like,
I
I
would
was
be too.
dying in the
Well,
same spot maybe
we
3 or
had
4
thought about
times.
making it a silent film at one
And
point, so we we shot a lot of scenes
It
up close
was-
like this, with the dialogue written out for the audience to read.
It was
Well, when we swapped
it was
over to
annoying.
making a
That's it.
talkie, well, we just decided
To put it
keep on
nicely.
going rather than reshooting all those scenes.
I did not enjoy listening back-to-back repeats of the dialogue, the commentary. Now you get to see me do this elevator sequence again. Now sometimes it can be a little finicky on how close you have to be to get the down gun to shoot down. I didn't kill them all, I guess, because that area is still locked off.
Ah, the best part about being in showbiz.
But luckily, like early on, they give you that
It's like never-ending
that oops
supply of
button.
free
Like,
food
oh no, I fell
all
off.
day long. I never had to pay for a single
It's
meal.
alright.
Hey Patrick, I noticed you guys don't do that.
It's really
here
quick.
in your
It's
studio. You should
super
talk to your
nice.
boss. Maybe even just
It
a
kind of,
bagel station.
since they don't give you that camera control, like, there are plenty of times I've walked off the edge on accident. Oh, that's right. We gotta kill some more of these. I don't know what those are. And then we have this sequence. Oh, there is a fast forward through cutscenes you can do. And it does that whole VHS, you know. Fast forward style noise and blurriness and oh Jesus, that gun worked really well. Oh, more.
That nitpicking science community also complained about these Terra whatevers breathing fire. Like there's fossil evidence of dinosaurs not ever shooting
That's right.
fireballs. It's not like I gave them neck frills or had them spit poison or anything ridiculous like that.
So there's a few areas that are indoors, but usually it's very brief. Okay. These monkeys are living a sad existence.
As luck would have it, the next lot to ours was filming some horror movie set in Transylvania.
Get the checkpoint.
So we signed a soft contract with them to use their set after they wrapped for the day. And by
Then
that
I have this
mean
Morning
we
Star.
kinda snuck in and
The
filmed a
melee
point
weapons
when no one was
handle a
looking.
little differently between
Had
the
my assistant
the group of
Phyllis
them.
keep a lookout for the security guard.
It's usually kind of just range and direction. Like this one is very close and not the best range. You get some others, like, and I can switch. How do I switch? Down. So if there's ever one I don't like, usually you have, like when you pick up a new one, they make you use it. But yeah, I don't parry. I barely ever roll. So that's probably why I die when I die, but whatever. It's not a necessity. Oh, here's an example of some of those rings that you can fall through. And I will do that right now. There's no penalty for just jumping off. But as you can see, it does a weird animation to start, which makes it a little tough. Like anytime you jump off, it doesn't do straight top down right away. There's that, like, waiting for the camera to get into place. And it can be tough to make some jumps because of that, or to get certain items because of that. Hey look, it's not blocked off. That means I can go this way. So, landmines. You get a handful of abilities. Some of them are locked to a specific character.
The effects team really nailed it.
They're on a cooldown here.
Saucers, hey, you named
This,
it. But
these are boulders.
Deflating rock boulder cubes, not their best work. Just looks kind of odd, if you ask me, like giant whoopee cushions. And they said they could add some debris and
Step on it.
explosions or two afterwards. And then we ran out of budget. Well, to be fair, we ran out of budget several times, but
Oh, there's some more rings over there that I could jump through.
I lost a lot of sleep over these rocks.
But it's, like I said, it's difficult. Okay, I guess I just needed that to blow up this other mine that I saw. Or I mean boulder. Nope. Maybe not. Ah, that's what it wants. Kill these Terra whatever. Let's shoot flaming balls. Oops, didn't want to do that. It's another mission, I think, for jumping on an enemy. It's sometimes an instant kill. So yeah, sometimes it's unclear where exactly you're supposed to go, especially if you weren't paying attention because you were talking about playing the game. But I think there was a boulder somewhere over here. And the map over there on the right is not super helpful. The only things that are marked on the map are terminal stations, like there's the kind of the upgrade station, the sleep chamber. All those things are on the map in like a dot or a circle. But the rings aren't, none of the collectibles are. Like these rings. Oh, nope, wrong spot. So like it can be difficult to know where exactly those rings are. So to drop down again can be a bit challenging at times. And they're tied to trophies and upgrades, so they're not completely necessary, but they help out. Don't know where that took me. It was a little teleporter. Oh, it took me back up here.
We first tried this one with regular logs. Well, that was disastrous. I'll tell you.
So yeah, this didn't trigger for me correctly the first time, but there's supposed to be flaming logs.
It started out nice.
I think it's because I fell down the first time.
Well, it was a death trap. Just plain and simple.
Just
it was a death
you know, light
Poor kid
platforming puzzle, if you can call it that.
Guess he played basketball in college or something, because he leaped right at the last second. Woo! Crisis averted. My props guy wanted to swap them with some spongy material for safety, but
it's not letting me on here.
better idea. Let's set the logs on fire. Then the crew
That's right, the
sure
crew will,
to be safe dealing
won't be able to miss a flaming log.
Say, you know what I was thinking?
Another
With all
kind of
this
weird
jumping and
mechanical
climbing
thing,
and
you
jumping,
can't
wouldn't this make a great video game? Isn't that what all those video games are about?
you can't
Jumping around?
shoot when you're in the air.
Yeah, and killing. There's jumping too, but mostly the
Some
killing.
commentary on video
What?
games.
Patrick, that's awful. What sort of example are we setting for our youth?
Well, movies are pretty violent too.
Space
Heroes have killed
Shiv.
everything in sight. You had Dick shooting a dinosaur in the face in the first 5 minutes.
Well, Patrick, that's
I'm moving too quick now
different, you know?
for the commentary.
What we did on film, that was art. Video games aren't art. Funny
Here we go.
story about the two caged apes in this scene. I had completely forgotten about them when we wrapped up filming on the set. Then we spent the next day doing a location
Just get to the boss
shoot.
fight,
So,
take out the
suffice it to
boss,
say,
and then
our Our return to the studio was met with a couple of grumbling tummies complaining about unsafe work
Shiv these
conditions,
squids.
human rights, yada, yada, yada. Hey, Patrick, I was thinking we should take a little break and get a bite to eat. You like Chinese? I know a great takeout.
Well, we're not scheduled for a break.
I guess some of the guns work on these squids.
Nonsense. Hey, you have to try the shrimp. It's the absolute best. But, oh, hey, I feel like I should warn you. It gives me horrible gas. But that's okay. We're friends, right?
Really, sir. Studio
There's
time
an,
costs
I don't know,
Let's just stay on
not
schedule.
quite a mini boss. There's a
Good
lot of
thinking.
just kind
We
of
can grab a real
bigger
dinner
enemies
together
that
and go
take
out
more
for a
damage
night on
and
the town.
oftentimes have
Yeah.
support.
Two young
And they
bachelors
lock
on
you
the
in the
prowl.
arena
Say,
area
where do you youngsters go
till
these
everything is
days?
good and dead.
You know, this movie may not have made the big splash in Hollywood or even made the budget back for that matter, but hey, in the end, I think it was still worth making just for those die-hard fans that really love it. I attended a lot of sci-fi and movie cons, and to this
It's still out
day,
there.
I still see fans showing up dressed as aliens and apes and dinosaurs. Does a man proud. Now,
So some of these flying
costumes aren't
enemies
exactly
will
100%
just circle,
faithful
come to your altitude, and then go back down. These guys like to land. There's a good variety of
But
enemies.
still, knowing that we
But
still have fans like this
you handle
promoting
them
the
all
film
the same.
decades later,
There's maybe a couple that
tear in this old
you have to shoot or
director's eye.
hit in a certain area, or have different
Slow motion.
movement patterns, but
Okay.
and I'm moving ahead, so the timing on all of these jokes are going to be
Insistence on
off.
lens flare. I tell you, some days it felt like he was trying to be the director. Honestly, you could see dust on the lens. So,
Oh, crap.
just go and wipe it off myself. He would get so upset about it too. Like my fingers aren't clean enough to wipe the lens. Don't touch the
Yeah, so
lens.
there's a part here.
Danger. Human speed is not enough to pass through that fan. Chance of death 100%.
Thanks, Mr. Robot Man.
Retrieve the time vortex device if you wish to go any further.
Well, I guess the gorilla's gonna be a
Time
little
vortex
longer.
device detected. Device in dangerous area. Nuclear ants everywhere.
Nuclear ants everywhere, and that weird ghost ship in the background. Well, I think I'm gonna end it here for tonight. But if anyone else is interested, I can stream some more of this later in the week. Yeah. This is the Deadly Tower of Monsters. It's a good B-movie style game thing. If you liked what you saw, I mean, it's just more of that for the rest of the game. Different types of monsters, different kind of bosses. There's like some giant cliched moments, and
Yeah, this was certainly one of those more.
it gets good. There are some moments that I really liked in this game. So thanks for watching. I'll be back next week, and for another Monster Monday, I'll have a review of this up hopefully soon on monstervine.com. Yeah.